everybody, welcome to another video. Today we're gonna be talking about good old glitter and lasers. That's right. We're dipping our toes back into fat acceptance. I did a video on JBay, but this is my second one. I mostly have been talking about Girl Gang. I did a couple of videos on Miss Foodie Beauty, and I just uploaded a video about Miss Amberlynn Reed. So I thought, let's dip back into fat acceptance. And I have been wanting to do a video on Anna for a while, but I just didn't know where to start or how to start. There's just so much about her. A channel called Fit and Full Fat, and I'm going to react to her video because it seems like she's got a lot of the Anna, her name, Glitter and Laser's real name is Anna, lore down. So go check out Fit and Full Fat, that's the correct name, and give her a subscription. I'll tag her in my video. Yeah, and thank you so much for making this video, making it easier for me to kind of digest the fat acceptance movement. So without any further ado, take it away.
That I will, in a couple more months, be seated down with the same pain I had before.
Many months later.
Candidly, I have not really lost a lot of weight. My body has changed shape a little bit. I'm definitely more toned. That is just so sad. And still, there's people online who are calling you lazy and telling you all you do is eat. And my body doesn't feel great.
Already I'm seeing a pattern. Excuse, or more like diet excuse, diet excuse. I've heard of her doing exercise. I'm talking about glitter and lasers, obviously. I've heard of her doing exercises online to encourage people, but doing them incorrectly in a way that would hurt her body and other people's bodies. So this is why I wanted to dive into her, because I hate misinformation, and she seems to have a lot of it.
In this video, we're going to take a look at every time that Anna, or Glitter and Lasers, has started a fitness journey. The first time she announced this online was back in 2020 when she said she was diagnosed with lipedema. Although she had probably made weight loss attempts before, this was the first time she had put it online and shared it with her channel.
No, lymphedema is associated with the swelling most often in arms and legs caused by lymphatic system blockage. Lymphedema is the swelling that generally occurs in arms and legs, but occurs, I'm trying to read this, in the chest walls, abdominals, necks, and genitals. The condition is caused by a blockage in the lymph node system, part of the immune and circulatory system, often caused by chronic disease like cancer, extreme weight gain. It's not curable. It's a chronic disease, and all you can do maybe at stage 1 and 2 of lymphedema is kind of reduce it with different treatments, but there's really no, after you get it, you can't get rid of it, unfortunately. So that's the definition of lymphedema.
A doctor who specializes in treating lipedema reached out to me and said, I'm pretty sure you have this. With lipedema, there is no cure, there's no pill you take. You have to either adapt your lifestyle to stop the progression or limit the progression, or you continue to progress and eventually lose mobility.
Anna had a large following that came from the fat acceptance and body positivity sphere. And one thing about body positivity is that they are not always so positive. The reality of the fat acceptance movement is that it traps a lot of people into thinking that they can never lose weight. On top of that, if somebody breaks free and is successful with weight loss, they are oftentimes ostracized from the rest of their peers. And then they are criticized for turning their backs on them and losing weight.
What she's saying is not a lie. I was part of the fat acceptance movement. I felt kind of cornered. If you've ever talked about eating healthy or had any kind of depression about your body, it did actually the opposite of what fat acceptance was preaching. I felt a lot of it was a facade. A lot of I've met a lot of the head people that you see on news medias and on reports and videos. I've met a lot of them, and they're just terrible people, just nasty. All they care about is views and being seen. A lot of narcissists, and just feeding this BS about you can be healthy at every size. No, you can't. You really can't. You need to take care of your body, you know? The two things in life off the top of my head that are important: health and time, you know? Your time is precious and your health is precious. And matter of fact, health is more important, because you can have all the time in the world, and if you can't move out of the bed, what good is it, you know? And these people would preach, oh, it's okay to be overweight. It's okay. You're healthy no matter what. It's the biggest bunch of BS. It's terrible. Yeah, you should have body positivity. You should be positive and feel good about yourself, but also want to be healthy and want to live longer. I mean, imagine that. And the other thing that always messed me up about the body positivity movement was they never really talked about the people who died because of their obesities. They're always kind of pushing forward all these people who are younger, who are overweight, but they never talk about the people who died. That's so interesting to me.
She was choosing to lose weight despite knowing that she would lose some of her audience in the process, because she had a lot of followers and a lot of subscribers that only watched her because of her size.
I understand this might feel like a betrayal for some of you, especially because these topics are so hard and uncomfortable to talk about. I am scared to talk about this because it is such a loaded conversation. I am scared to talk about it because I am doing really great right now.
Is being so big, like Anna, Glitter and Lasers, is profitable to her. She got all these eyes on her. She's got this attention. She probably has sponsors. She probably has brand deals. If she changes her body size, that money is gonna stop. You know, she may have other sources of income come in, like, you know, diet and stuff, but it's not going to be the same. Also, the viewers, the people who watch her, are going to leave. I noticed that, you know, I talk about a lot of girl world people, but a perfect example is Candy, Hungry Fat Chick. She was doing the mukbangs and doing really well, and then as soon as she decided to get on a diet and choose a healthy lifestyle, people stopped viewing her, so she had to go back because she needed the money. I think that's insane, and it's so sad and so crazy.
So after this declaration, what did she do? Well, not much. She didn't talk about her diet, she didn't post any fitness or workout content, and the most that I could find was this singular TikTok that was taken about 8 months after that original claim. It wasn't until almost a full year after that original post that she came back to her audience at what appeared to be an even heavier weight, stating again that she was starting a fitness journey. And yes, a fitness journey, not a weight loss journey, because she wasn't actually focused on the weight lost.
I've seen asked in a variety of different ways, and I'm just going to tackle it head on. A couple people have asked, like, am I on a weight loss journey? And honestly, that's a hard thing to answer for me, because would losing weight make my life easier to live? Yes. Losing some weight would put less pressure on my joints and would ease my lipedema. That said, I don't know if I could actually lose weight. I don't know how many of my cells are lipidemic. I don't know how many are regular. So all I'm trying to do right now is make the best choices I can every day. I don't really care.
And you just need to get on track. I feel like I've seen so many people online who've lost the weight and had lymphedema and still managed to lose a good amount of weight. I don't know what this excuse is. I guess you're afraid of many things. I hope you are seeing a therapist as well as seeing a doctor for your physical ailments. A therapist would help so much in your mentals. It helped me, especially with my weight loss.
Anna seems to always avoid numbers, avoid the scale, and that's fine. She doesn't have to share that with her audience. But the other thing that's typical of Anna is she also avoids any sort of diet or restriction to her food. And I really think that this is why she had faced and will continue to face huge struggles with actually being successful in her weight loss.
And I think I went through a long time where I would put a lot of weird restrictions on my diet, a lot of weird restrictions on my behaviors, and then I would be like, oh my gosh, I can't do this, and I would eat a whole bunch of crap because I felt like I'd been denied. And that's not a realistic life, right? That's not a fair life. That's not a good life. In fact, that's just as toxic as eating crap 24/7, right? It's just a different type of
Just wondering what kind of restrictions she's putting on herself that are so toxic. I think that I don't know her situation. I don't know if she has gone to see a therapist or a nutritionist or a dietitian, something of that matter, but she needs guidance. And for me, it was all about portion control because I was eating way too much food and eating the right type of food, but also not restricting myself. Like if I want a cheeseburger, I can have a cheeseburger. I just can't have 6 cheeseburgers, you know? And getting exercise and doing all those other things. And in her case, she's battling with some illnesses that she really needs to take the reins of her eating. I don't know if it's binge eating or eating just a lot of crap, but she needs to an addiction specialist would probably be really helpful for her if she's really having a hard time with that.
Necessary for things to change. For Anna, it's not going to be fun, it's not going to be easy, but it's something that she has to do in order to see success. And I think that Anna is going to continue to be very resistant to this fact, especially when somebody else brings it up.
But it's so frustrating because some people are like, well, you haven't lost enough weight. And it's like, well, that's true. I haven't lost a ton of weight. I've lost some. But I actually don't know how much I've lost because I don't really weigh myself, but I know that I have because some of my clothes.
I used to hate the scale, and maybe it's kind of a propaganda from the fat acceptance movement. Having a scale is evil, but now I have a scale and I weigh myself once a week. I also measure myself. I measure my bust, my waist, my hips, and my thigh and my neck, and I put it in an app. It is not so scary. I don't understand why things are so scary for these people. It's good to know numbers. It's good to know things like measurement because it's a good timestamp of what's going on in your life, and you can see progression or decression or whatever. If you're just going by your clothes, who's to say that one day you wash your clothes with cold water and your clothes fit one way, and then the next time you wash, you put fabric softener and you do warm water and they fit differently. Like for example, when I wash my clothes or send them out, they always shrink. So that's not a good measurement. So for me, the numbers are so important because it's such a tactile, I guess. Is it tactile the word? I could be saying the wrong word. It's a tactile number for me to know where I'm going and where I've been. I'm not afraid of the scale at all.
Weight at this point is debatable, but at least now she has a renewed sense of clarity and she's going to be on her way to a healthier life, right? Surely after this, you'd think she'd post some sort of follow-up, right? Nope, you'd be wrong again. Again, she failed to post any sort of update on her weight loss, her diet, her exercise, or anything like that. Instead, all we got was a bunch of travel content for the whole next year, until January 2022, when she came back again.
I mean, traveling is great and all, but there's such a great feeling when you're healthy and you can do all the things. I can't imagine her traveling to different places and actually being able to do as much. Okay, so confession time. So I gained a lot of weight during the pandemic and I got really depressed, and it took me a really long time to lose most of that weight. I still got a lot of it to go, and recently I went on a trip and I could still feel the little bit of weight that I still have to lose. And I know that sounds crazy, but it feels so much better when you're healthier and you can do all the things. I can't imagine her actually doing as much in that body. I think there was a video of her on a beach somewhere and she was having trouble walking on sand. That can't feel good. And actually someone took video of it. So think about it. She was embarrassed because she couldn't walk on sand, and someone took video of it. Like, that's crazy. I mean, oh wow. I love to travel. I absolutely love going to new places, but I don't want to go somewhere and feel like I'm a burden or feel like I can't do as much because of my weight. That just sounds terrible. We talk about Chantal Foodie Beauty all the time, this channel. She's in Bangkok. I'm like, I don't understand. I just don't get it.
A lot of her audience, and especially her haters, were quick to point out that it appeared she hadn't lost any weight. And Anna would continue to try to convince her audience that she was still making changes and developing in other ways aside from weight loss.
I'm not looking for a miracle, and I'm not going to be sad about my life until I get thin. That's not what this is about. In fact, it's very little about weight at the end of it all anyway. It's about recognizing that I have been hurt. And that hurt has taken a toll and has affected the choices I make in my life. And as I step away from that hurt, if I don't change those actions, I am allowing it to continue to affect me and continue to control me. But I also recognize that this is a fucking battle. And I'm going to have to fight for this, and it is going to suck, and I'm going to screw up. And that is exactly why people need to see it. I'm not here for fad diet. I'm not here for like miracle 20 pounds lost in 5 days. That is not what this is about. This is about someone fighting to regain something that was taken from them as a child. And I deserve that peace.
Here's the thing about Anna, or Glitter and Lasers, is, and many people may not realize it because they're not in the fat acceptance movement, but she, at one point, was like the queen bee. People looked up to Anna. Like, she was like, oh wow, look at her. She looks amazing, and she's giant. Like, holy crap. You know, and she's doing her thing. And now she's doing this diet thing, and this excuse thing, I would say more. And it's disheartening to that community. But the problem is, it's obvious that she has something inside her mentally that she needs to fix before she gets on any diet. So she needs to take care of that. But the other side of that coin is she's made a lot of money off fat acceptance. Do not fall for this BS, because yes, she's probably hurting inside and she's got mental anguish, but she's made a good coin in the fat acceptance movement. She's made deals, she's gone on really nice vacations, she's got the money, you know. If not, she's getting money somewhere else. But yeah, it's kind of mind-boggling that this person continues to make these videos. Now I understand why the fitness kind of genre, those people kind of hate her, because she's always making up these excuses. I mean, I would make a lot of excuses too if I made so much money from one group, but I think that she actually turned it around and started making fitness money. So let's continue watching this.
Sell some shitty product. For now, let's just put a pin in that, because I'm going to have another video that will dive deeper into that. Instead, let's focus on Anna's new motivation to change, because this time was a little different. Just 1 month into her new journey, she was actually posting fitness content. And this all appeared to be in preparation for an upcoming trip to Hawaii. Unfortunately, things in Hawaii didn't quite go as Anna had planned.
I was walking in some pretty wet sand, and my feet were kind of slipping into the sand, maybe about a half a foot, maybe even a foot in some cases. And I couldn't physically lift my legs out of the sand. They were so exhausted and so tired that the way I got out of the sand was like literally falling over on the sand, saying a whole bunch of swear words and crying. It didn't actually help me get out of the sand, but I think the emotional release helped me eventually get up. But this happened a couple times where something simple like walking in the sand was so daunting and so overwhelming that I literally didn't know how I was going to get through it. And the idea of like making it to the top. And it got to the point where I finally did get out of the sand. I felt so overwhelmed and so embarrassed, like just so ashamed that like this is where I was after working out all this.
This is the story I heard about, which is sad. It's really upsetting, but I also question how much exercise she did, because I feel like, and not to say this is Anna, I feel like a lot of people will post on the internet and just be like, look, I'm working out, and they'll work out like once or twice. You're going on a major trip that requires you to have a lot of leg strength, and I don't think I saw anything to do with her legs in those exercise TikToks. I could be wrong. I mean, this was an edited video made very nicely, but who knows. I'm not taking away from her pain. I'm just questioning how much of the story is true.
Out for all this time. I think it's important to note here that Anna had only started this most recent new journey 3 months ago. I don't know what Anna expected after what only appeared to be 3 months of training, but pushing her body through mountain hikes and photo shoots in deep sand was just no longer possible after the weight she had gained and the mobility that she had lost.
And I think it just became like a massive reality check for me that I'm A, totally behind where I thought I was, and B, that I'm going to have to do things that are uncomfortable and painful and not fun to be able to do the things that I do want to do. And I think I'm walking away from this knowing that this is going to be a long...
Here's the thing. I don't know if you're delusional or you just assumed 3 months would be enough, but 3 months isn't enough. hire a personal trainer. You need serious help. I hate to be so negative about it, but I can see now why everybody picks on you. There's so much delusion in your eyes. And do you really want to lose weight, or is it just gonna cost you, like, in terms of the money that's coming in, that's funneling in? Because I keep thinking about it. I know a lot of these fitness people don't talk about the money you're receiving as an overweight woman, but I could see that being an issue for you.
At this point, I think it's still understandable that Anna was struggling to maintain consistency and was struggling to actually lose weight. Just a month after her realization that this was going to be a long journey, Anna posted another video about her desires to lose weight and her failures so far.
Candidly, I have not really lost a lot of weight. My body has changed shape a little bit. I'm definitely more toned and like being able to support myself in things like push-ups and sit-ups and all of that stuff. So I am seeing physical changes. They're just not weight related.
Ma'am, what? You're toned and you lost weight, but it's not weight. I should stop the video here. Like, I'm really getting real angry. I don't know why. The creator of this video is so calm and so lovely. Like, I'm gonna have to stop this eventually and just leave the link somewhere in my video, because I'm starting to get really agitated about these excuses. And it's usually, I usually try to be patient, but ma'am, I was also a big girl. Not as big as you, but I was a big girl. And I work really hard. I'm still kind of a big girl, and I'm working on it. And I'm trying to get healthy. And it has nothing to do with losing weight. Truly. It has more to do that I want to live long and do fun trips. One of my biggest goals is going to Asia. But I can't go to Asia if I'm not in good shape to walk around and really, really enjoy Asia. You know? And that's what's important. You just can't give yourself those excuses of, yeah, I can totally do it. I think about, I mentioned her before, Chantel, Foodie Beauty. I do a bunch of videos on her. She's right now in Bangkok, and she's giving excuses like, oh, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that. It's not because she's not motivated. It's because of her weight. She feels uncomfortable. She can't do it.
This tragedy in Hawaii and her apparently coming to her senses, you'd think that this would charge her to try to do better this time, right? You would think that this time would be different. Well, yet again, we see Anna come back just 1 month later in May 2022 at what appeared to be an even heavier weight, declaring yet again that she wanted to do better for herself.
I felt very disassociated and unconnected to my body and very frustrated with my body. And I felt mad at my body. Like, just to be really honest, I felt mad that it won't change in the way I want to. I felt mad that I've made all these changes and I don't feel like it's working in the way I wanted it to. And then I spent an entire month eating shit and like being lazy as hell, and my body pretty much stayed the same as it did when I worked out a lot and ate super healthy. And that is made that feeling even worse. It's hard when you are trying and it's not working the way you want it to work. And you literally feel like you're pushing your body to like the farthest it can go. And still, there's people online who are calling you lazy and telling you all you do is eat and like just ripping you to shreds. I think it hurts more when you're actually doing the work and you're actually trying than it does when you aren't. Because when you aren't, you're like, hey.
I'm gonna stop the video here. Please look up the creator of this original video. She is fantastic. Fit and full fat. I'm gonna drop the link in the description to this original video. I'm also gonna link her in the video somewhere. So go follow her, go watch that original video. I think she deserves the views for putting so much work into this great video, and I applaud her for doing such a great job. My final thoughts. I think of something someone told me a long time ago. You can't help people who don't want to help themselves. And the problem with the internet age is that everybody puts all their business online. And we have these parasocial relationships with them, with individuals online. And we want to help people. And we want to see them succeed. But when they're continuously failing, like Anna is doing here, and mind you, I've cut the video in half. We're not even watching the full video. There's more excuses after the one I just stopped at. It's just what really happens. Like what can we do? And to that I say we can't really do much but support the people in whatever voice we find comfortable. A lot of the fitness influencers will kind of watch these videos and let her have it. You know, I think of Alan Roberts, who's very, very strong and very, like, to the point and honest. And then there's this video with Fit and Full Fat, who is being honest but also very compassionate at the same time. She's very eloquent and she's speaking from a very kind place, but also being honest with her. So I don't know what the right solution for Anna's problems are, and I hope she figures it out before it's too late. So, thank you so much for watching, and remember to stay sassy.